closer. Some of us like me have.
Yeah, you can see that better. My eyes are not the best. So these are, you have them in your store.
Okay.
My name is Sarah Choate. This is my first grade reading comprehension center entitled Camp Read Some More. In this camping-themed reading center, students will work on predicting, summarizing, connections, visualizing, and listening. These skills will help promote better reading comprehension. So for each group, students will be divided into homogeneous groups, and there will be, these groups are movable. So if a student needs to be moved from one group to another, that is possible. They'll be assigned an animal. So for example, we have the hedgehog group. Their names are written on the back, but these can also be wiped down
Louder.
and erased and changed as needed. So for example, we have a predicting activity box here. The students know that this is their name. They can double check. They're a part of the hedgehog group. So when I'm assigning their activities for the day, I add this to the box. They go to their station and they can complete the activity. This is a predicting activity called s'more sentences, and they'll build sentences based on little s'more ingredients. So this is the verb, catches. It's the little marshmallow. The graham cracker has the sentence, the period, so the end of the sentence. The proper noun D, again. And then the little piece of chocolate, which is just made with craft foam, is trout. All right? So, D, catches, trout, period. So students have made their own sentence s'mores. And now, they'll take their recording sheet and they write out their sentence using proper capitalization and punctuation. And if the sentence makes sense, they would write out a smiley face. And this provides assessment for me so that way I can make sure they understand the concept. They have to think about the sentences and predict what makes sense so that it's a complete thought, which helps with their comprehension skills. I also have made a binder. This includes a newsletter, I can statements so they know what is expected of them, the Tennessee academic vocabulary that is included within the center, a suggested book list that they can enjoy, charts that they can use when they're reading, and then assessment for each one of the 12 activities that I've created. So there's this assessment, and then there's a accommodation assessment as needed if students need that as well. And I include science through a couple of ways. Recycling is one way, and students learn how to take care of the environment. And I also include it through A Tree is a Plant, which is the exemplar text that's important for first grade. And they'll read the story, they have to comprehend the story in order to be able to list the life cycle of a tree.
But I couldn't get it to the place where it was, what I would
Okay.
easier.
I've also included a standards checklist, so the Common Core standards that they complete, the instructor can write their name and then check them off when they successfully master them. When they master them, they get to color in their own little badge, and then eventually they get to make a sash. I've also included rubrics, station assignments, and other intervention tools to make sure that I'm able to stay organized and focused on the student's success. That's it?
Okay. Tell us the campfire.
The campfire? Okay.
We have a little less than a minute.
So this is the campfire. This is for a summarizing activity. So we have these logs, and each one has a question. So this one has create a new ending for the story. And so students would sit around the campfire in their group, pick a question, and then after they've read their level text or a book or anything that the teacher has recommended, they can take this and they can, once they've comprehended the story, then they have to answer the questions. And there's also a recording sheet for that as well. Another summarizing activity is the little can of beans that I've made. And so when students have done this activity, it might be nice to change it up. So there's different questions on the little beans that they can ask themselves. I've used a tent and the tree to create a positive reading environment. And we have have the little reading buddies, which are the woodland creatures for them to snuggle with while they're reading.